I had a few requests from you guys to review Vakama Hordika, so here you go. Let's check out this phenomenal set. So, does it hold up all these years later? And how good are the pieces? Can they be used to build your own phenomenal Bionicle creations? Let's explore all this in today's episode. Here we go. Vakama Hordika might just be the best looking of all of the Hordika sets. I mean, look at those two flame weapons. These are remarkable. And that little pop of trans orange on the weapons, it's just such a nice little accent color that really does so much for this design. Oh, and this mask is just such a well-designed piece. The lines and the shapes on it, the way they all kind of flow backwards. There's something about this that has such a deliciously evil flair to it. But at the same time, there is a softness to this mask. You're reminded that this is a character who is a good guy, but they are battling with an inner evil that's leading them to a dark side. I always find it amazing when LEGO pieces can communicate so much character, story, and really tell you who this guy is. This mask is so good. And of course, the rest of the set is pretty good too. But you know, the body design is basically identical to every other Toa Hordika. Although I must say, Vakama does do it well because of that dark red. There's something about red Bionicle sets, man. I don't know what it is, they're just always really good. They're always the best ones. Now, one of the biggest forms of criticism that the Toa Hordika get is the asymmetrical arm design. People don't love the asymmetry, but people don't like this arm in particular. And I get it, but people love the other arm. I mean, this is great. The gear function and the way this moves and flexes, it's so good. This arm is delightful. This one, It always rests at a bit of an awkward angle. There's no elbow joint whatsoever. It just looks a bit off. Now, the reason it looks this way is because the Toa Hordika are meant to be mutated, and the asymmetry reflects that. Their body is changing and evolving. But I was curious, what would this set look like if it didn't have an asymmetrical arm design? And oh man, this looks so much better. I found it so much more easy to pose the character. You get double the gear function, double the fun. This is awesome. Now, sure, the asymmetrical look fits the theme of mutation just that little bit more, but I don't know, at the same time, I think this still kind of captures that. Now he's got very long arms. You could make an argument that that kind of fits in with the idea of being mutated. It kind of reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog in his werehog form. He had much longer arms and it fits with that theme, right? I don't know, maybe the original look does communicate mutation way more. I feel like you could look at this design and not even realize that he's meant to be mutated. Yeah, the more you look into it, the more I can justify this asymmetrical design, and the more I can see what LEGO was trying to do, and I think they did accomplish. But I mean, you gotta admit, a symmetrical arm design like this looks so good. Alrighty, that's Vakama Hordika. But how are his pieces? How can you use those in your own creations? Here is some inspiration. Included in the set is a lovely Ratuka Spinner. Now check out how Oblivimox has used it here, getting 3 of them and turning them into some sort of fan weapon. You could totally imagine how this would be used in a fight. They spin really fast and like tornado effects start being created. It'd be pretty cool. I like it. But you can't have the Ratuka Spinner without the ripcord to fire it. Now check out how Space Glove has used it here on this creation that's called Antique Athlete. So this is a digital creation that's using a gold version of this piece that does appear to have some slight modifications to the part. So yeah, you can't actually get this in gold, but I mean, you know, you could still replicate this exact same design using the dark grey version of this piece. Because I mean, it looks pretty good here. Using it as some sort of blade or barb or backwards facing weapon. That's such a striking and impressive design. Speaking of which, let's talk about Vakama's mask. This is a phenomenal piece. And it's one that's very, very easy to use in a plethora of different ways. For example, Stuvano uses it on this Makuta mock. Yeah, using them for shoulder armor? Genius. And I like how these pair quite nicely with that custom mask. The one on the face, of course. Fiery Stein MOCs also uses this element for an upper leg design. It's pretty easy to ignore that this is a face, and instead, the eyes get covered up and it just looks like a random shape that forms this upper leg. Yeah, that's cool. Or heck, maybe you can do what Mathadrone has done here and use it to shape a large part of this torso. We've got one on the middle of the waist, and 2 more up here, kind of bridging off into the arms. See dude, this is a brilliant piece that has so many uses. And no matter how you use it, it's gonna look great. Over to this dark red Hordika leg section. Makasu 9 uses it here, and yeah, sure, it's still being used as a lower leg design. But I like how he's armored it up. And when we look at the leg as a whole, you can see that they're taking advantage of the natural bend of this piece and turning it into a larger digitigrade leg. The vibe of this, the aesthetic, it perfectly fits an evil Makuta. Perhaps you could use this piece in the same way on your own Makuta MOCs. You also get what Bricklink refers to as a silver Toametru knee cover. I rather like what Crescent has done here, using it to form a head design. Now, this could be some sort of night vision goggles, or a strange mask, although actually I always envisioned this to look a little bit similar to the Decraniated. This is a deep cut Star Wars reference. If you know what this is from, let me know in the comments below. Still, I think this is a sick head design and a great use of this great piece. And finally, let's talk about Vakama's weapon element. Poor Disadvantaged has a MOC that uses a bunch of these pieces. You can't really see it from this image, but when we turn it around, you'll see a bunch of them. And I love this. They almost look like tail feathers on the back of a bird, but instead they make this fantastic fire-themed dress. It's also just nice to see a weapon not being used as a weapon and instead being just incorporated into armor. That's some good stuff. Heck yeah, man, that's some inspiration for how you can use a bunch of these pieces. But let's check out a sweet revamp of Vakama Hordika. This one here is crafted by the brilliant Oblivimox. Oh, this is dope. I love the inclusion of some of those trans green tubes on the legs. Yeah, this piece, the coloration of it, it's got little hints of trans clear with that green running through it. And to me, it really does look like poison is being pumped through these tubes, which is such a good fit for a Toa Hordika. It looks like that Hordika venom is coursing through this character's veins. Yeah, isn't it amazing? Just including that piece right here is all you need to really further sell the idea of him being mutated. One piece can do so much. And then check out this black arm. It looks like Vakama is literally being transformed by the Hordika venom, and he's changing into something different, something darker. This is just such a fitting upgrade, and a cool looking upgrade too. Plus, this is just so striking because of how it contrasts with the otherwise almost totally dark red and silver color scheme. What a good inclusion. And then the updated body shape for Vakama, giving him some digitigrade legs, giving him more of a hunch on his torso. Dude looks sick. I don't know, man, Vakama's never looked better. So there you have it, gang. That's some inspiration for how you can use the pieces that come in this set, and that's a closer look at Vakama Hordika. Don't forget to take a look at the links below if you want to see even more creations from the people we featured today. Thanks for watching, guys, happy building, and bye for now.